Welcome back to the Apartment 83 podcast.
Hello.
I'm not going to start it like that every time, but I did this time and last time.
Oh.
If anyone's listening and keeping score at home, and you're probably not, I do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything I just said.
It's okay. It's the intro.
The world forgives you.
I am hopped up on caffeine.
Yeah, caffeinated highly. That hissing in the background, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. This is an old building. It's radiated heat. While it is finally 37-ish, 40 degrees outside. Dude, yesterday was 60.
Yes, and it felt good.
Oh, it was amazing. Everything melted. It was great. For whatever reason, the radiator's on right now. So you will likely hear that sound through a lot of the taping.
It's a nice ambient noise. If you're listening to this while you're driving, it's probably not a good idea. You might fall asleep.
Yeah, that low white noise hiss in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Could do it.
Oh, yeah. I'm obsessed with cards.
So this dude is all about close-up, sleight of hand card magic lately.
I'm really bad at it, though.
But he's excited about it, and that's exciting to me is to see Tom excited about something.
It's so fun. I can't figure it out. People are like, they collect cards and stuff like that. They'll like go out. And
specific decks of cards?
Yeah, like...
It's like a collector's item, like, oh, that's the bicycle from 52.
Bicycle will come out with like crazy limited edition, and like you'll just like walk into a Walgreens.
You know what, dude?
Like,
as ridiculous as that sounds, that's how you stay relevant.
It was super
Think
cool.
about it. Something as dumb as playing cards.
It's not dumb, bro.
No, but no. I'm not diminishing. But something as like, oh, it's playing cards. Who gives a shit? That's like, oh, whoa, that's really cool. It's like a limited edition deck.
Yeah.
There's enough people out there. Look, when you wonder how something still exists, there's 320 million people in this country. There's 7.2 plus billion in the world. There's a market for just about everything.
Oh, yeah.
So limited edition, why do people still collect stamps?
Dude,
well,
people go out to the beach to specifically look for glass.
Yeah.
Like sand.
Yeah, they're looking for specific, like, beach glass.
Yeah.
It's fine, dude. And so this is the thing that they can monetize on.
Even people will buy that.
Yeah, for sure. And I was trying to think of an example of, man, too much caffeine. My brain is racing.
Yeah.
Pow! I just shit my pants.
Capichow!
Just coffee.co-op.
I hit the 15 mark. It was 4:15 when I woke up. And this cup of coffee might be my 5th of the day so far.
Yeah, I loved that I woke up to a text message from you 2 hours earlier saying, wake up.
Yeah. Yeah. I waited.
It was like 4 o'clock in the morning.
I gave you some time.
It was 4 or 5. I woke up at 7 and went, Tom, what the fuck?
I gave you some time.
I was like, dude, I got like 6 hours of sleep.
Just wake up, do a bunch of push-ups.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you.
Do 10.
I can't do one.
Yes,
We've been
you
over
can.
this.
Do one.
With the proper
Just
form.
do one.
Right now,
Just do one.
If you want me to be labored breathing the rest of the podcast, like even more than normal.
Break out the inhaler.
Dude, no. I need the oxygen mask after this. I'd be like on the sidelines after
I think you should just
Terrell Owens ran like 700 yards.
Just do.
Yeah, I know. Right now, no. I'm not gonna let you put me on the spot, bro.
Fine.
But I get it. No, I get it.
Fine.
Just baby steps into the elevator.
Caffeinated.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to. Okay, so
we're talking about bicycle cards,
right? So the cards with the branding and the why like really? But so some dude, some verified asshole on Twitter, and I don't remember who it was, tweeted something like, "Who still watches those Fast and Furious movies? It's kind of ridiculous they still exist."
The new one, Calvin and Hobbes.
Not Calvin. Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Calvin
yeah.
and Hobbs. Hang on, I got the paper this week. Calvin. Oh my god. Holy fuck, that's so funny. All right, so, no, Hobbs and Shaw, right? The new one's out, and it's whatever. And this guy just tweets this, right? And it's somebody who's verified. He's got a check mark, right? So he's the person that apparently
sent in his ID.
Right. And The Rock responds to him and he goes, yeah, dude, that's totally, because he's so positive always. He goes, dude, that's ridiculous, right? He goes, somehow these movies made $5 billion worldwide. It's totally crazy, right? I'm like, boiling down, it was a short, it's Twitter, it's small, but boiling it down to basically that. That's totally crazy, man. Oh, cool. Have a good day. Like that. All right. I mean, you can't argue with that logic.
It's a public place. It's so weird.
Yeah. $5 billion worldwide those movies have made.
That is so much money.
And guess what? Vin Diesel isn't even in it anymore. The biggest star in the world is the guy who's leading the franchise now.
He came in way late.
He did. He came in super late, and he's still carrying the franchise. That's
way
fucking
late.
cool. Do you think we need 3 Expendables movies? People go see them.
I don't want to how do I don't want to talk shit on actors because it's something I'd probably never be able to do, but who knows. But Thor's brothers, actual brothers, what are their names? The Hemingways? What the fuck?
Liam Hemsworth.
Hemingway.
The one he's engaged to Miley.
Yeah. How many brothers are there? There's 3 of them?
I think there's 3 altogether. The one doesn't really do a whole lot. I don't think.
I think he was in Pacific Rim or some shit like
Was
that.
he?
Wasn't he?
I know there's the 2 of them, and I know that and funny to me, that they both auditioned for Thor.
Oh, that's crazy.
They both auditioned not only for his part, but Tom Hiddleston, who ended up playing Loki, also auditioned for Thor.
Yeah.
Like, to play that role.
Yeah.
And they're like, not so much, but we got this other asshole. And he's like, okay, I'm listening. And it works out so well. But there's just I know there's the 2 of them. It's Liam and Chris. And I don't know the third one's name. And I know their dad apparently is like a pretty good looking dude also.
Oh, that's so funny.
Like it's like, look at his dad. It's like, he's 70, but he still looks good, you know?
Yeah. But like,
so
when you see movies with the other brother, you're like, it's okay. And then you see the dude with his story. Like, yeah, it's so weird how some actors have that and some actors don't.
I guess it depends. Like, obviously Thor is this iconic role. And there's a lot of people... Mark Maron shits on comic book movies specifically on a regular basis. He has these actors on and interviews them, and he still kind of shits on the comic book movies. He's just outside of, he's just on that end of the age, and maybe it's just also just his own personality, his own thing, where he's just like, why are we still watching these? Are we children? Like, why is this the thing? Why, because you have to have this fantasy outside of your real world world. And I'm like, well, I mean, what's wrong with that? I mean, everything in a movie's fantasy anyway, even when it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
Whatever. I love Mark. I'll give him that space. But like he had Paul Rudd on, and they kind of fucking ribbed on Ant-Man a number of times throughout and I mean, he's done a bunch of other stuff, but they ribbed on Ant-Man. I'm like, dude, that's like your major vehicle right now. But that's fine. And I love Paul Rudd.
I love
And then
Ant-Man.
he had, what's his name? The guy who played Thanos. Oh, come on. He's in everything. He was Cable.
Yeah, I can't remember
and
his
he was
name.
in the fucking Goonies. That was the first big, why can't I think of his name? I hate myself right now. I can see his face. He had him on, and he kind of ribbed on it a little bit, but not as much, but still, like, he does that. I'm like, well, what's the problem with? I was going somewhere with this. Just hating on stuff for whatever reason, and these. I love the movies. I think they're great, and I think that Chris Hemsworth does a great job as Thor. Totally. I think he's just a great job as Thor. And you know what? They're fucking fun. And you know what? And the other thing too, another thing is I love watching them with my daughter, who's a big fan of comic books and comic book movies. So that's like another connection that I have with them. When I see Liam, I'm like, all right, oh yeah, you're the other Hemsworth. But
that's how I feel.
But he was in all of the
He was in Independence Day.
No.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
Independence Day.
The second one.
There was a second Independence Day?
You didn't? Yeah.
Was?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't go to the movies.
Space Force, baby.
Space Force.
Flat Earth.
Stop. I gotta fucking write down Flat Earth. Dick.
Capichow.
But what was my point? Oh, but he was in the fucking
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
No, well, there's an extra tone in there that I didn't do that's close. No, you know what? Not a bad catch. Not what I was going for. They also weren't born when that movie was made, because they're younger than me. No, with
E.T.
No. Stop. Katniss, and she was the archer, and it was the
Hunger Games.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. He was what's his name?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he was dude for all 3 movies.
Yeah, that guy. See, that's my point. Oh, that dude.
And I read all the books and saw the movies, and I feel like a dick. I can't remember the character's name.
PETA.
No, but he was the other guy.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but he was the other dude who was like actually the guy that like she wanted to be with, but she was with PETA because like she had to be because they got trapped in the. Anyway,
she ended up loving PETA even more.
Kind of. Well, had to sort of. Yeah, and I mean, of course, and then her sister dies, and that's fucking. I mean, I didn't see I didn't see the last movie. Anywho, not thinking Liam Hemsworth is as great as Chris.
Caffeinated mugs.
That's where, dude, we're 13 minutes in. Not even. We're not, by the time we clip out the bullshit at the beginning, it's like 10 minutes.
Caffeinated mugs.
You know what? That's a lot of, wow. So I was talking to Tom earlier. Tom works at a school, and he does some stuff around the school. to help them keep it clean. I'm not going to say he's like Charlie Day.
Oh, man.
He's more like Charlie Kelly, but he's way more handsome and far more talented.
I guess.
And he was saying that whenever they're sweeping and stuff, at the end of the day, like if there's a Sharpie on the floor, he just takes it.
Oh, we can't.
Nobody's going to listen to this.
We'd be surprised.
Well, all right. So here's my thought. It's kind of like so working in restaurants, right? If you ring in food for your table and you ring in the wrong thing, fuck, I screwed up. I ring in the wrong item. I need this instead. Can you fly it out? Food gets out to the table, everyone's happy. Well, all of a sudden you have this item that you can't sell to another table because there's no order for it or whatever. It's got a short shelf life.
Yeah.
So that's considered quote unquote dead food. Servers live off of dead food.
Okay.
Like vultures, right? The idea is that, and it depends on the place, that it's kind of a mentality of some of the management in certain restaurants that if you've rung in that food and it's dead, you're not allowed to have any of it. And the reasoning is you could have done it on purpose, thinking, dude, I totally want this pork chop dish tonight. I'm going to bring this in on accident, and then I get to eat it, and then we fix the problem. The company ends up paying for it by a comp because then we're out that product.
Yeah.
So the person who rang in the order doesn't get to eat it. Not too dissimilar from, I know we got these markers. They're on the floor.
They're on the floor in the hallways and shit.
And so management would say, we'd rather this food go in the garbage. We'd rather this go in the garbage and no one get to eat it than to somebody get to have it just in case it was a pre-thought out. Two people like, I really want the steak medallions tonight. Let's fuck it up and we'll share it.
Let's order it.
It's a real
order.
thing. It's a real thing that happens. Sometimes people do it. Most times they don't. Most times it's a genuine mess up.
That's crazy.
I don't know that I've ever, in 18 years of waiting tables and bartending, I don't know that I've ever come across a person that I genuinely knew for sure actually did that on purpose. That's pretty methodical.
That is.
It's a little sadistic.
What a crazy loophole.
So my thought is you guys are just throwing this in this is stupid. This is waste. So
well, we're supposed to pick up all that shit, but there's just so much all the time. There's highlighters, pens. These kids don't give a fuck.
Yeah. The kids don't care if they paid for them or whatever. So, you have this little collection of usable utensil tools.
They're seriously, there's so much writing utensils.
And here's the thing. Here's where I'm cool with it. You got little kids. They like to color and shit. Why would you... Okay.
What's funny is there's so many, I just pick it up at the end of the day, it's just one red one is not going to matter.
Yeah, it's on the floor. If it's on the floor and it's going to go into the garbage, no one's going to miss it.
Not to justify it or anything like that.
Well, you know what? You don't have to. That's cool. I get it. I'm going to justify it because it just goes into the trash. It's plastic and ink that goes into the ground and it never biodegrades in 1,000 years and 10 generations of people.
It's
so
fun,
fuck it. So you get to use it. Or your kids do, or whoever. I think, you know what? Dude, finders keepers rule of 1983.
Finders keepers, losers sweepers. As Cece would say, finders keepers, losers sweepers.
Uh-oh. That is not a commentary on what you do, Tom.
No.
You do
sweepers.
You do honest, solid work.
Oh.
Sweep the leg, Johnny.
Sweep the leg. Believe it or not, I'll dry mops. It's kind of fun and therapeutic.
Dry mopping?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember in elementary school watching Mr. Kavanaugh at Glendale.
I went to Glendale.
With the big... You did?
I did.
Oh, that's right. You did. Yeah, okay. I remember you saying that. I mean, obviously it was way after me, but...
Mrs. Stevens.
Oh.
Mr. O'Lear.
So here's what... Oh, Mr. O'Lear. Okay, yes. So here's what I was going to get to. Here's the whole reason I started talking about schools and Tommy and what he does, right? With the Sharpies and markers. He said... Back when he was in school, we went to the same school, but he's 10 years younger than me. We went through the Sweet Home system. He said that they weren't allowed to have Sharpies.
We weren't allowed to have permanent markers as Sharpies.
Permanent markers, Sharpies, yeah. anything permanent where you could write on desks and whatever. I don't remember that being a thing, but what I told him is I remember being in kindergarten. This is back when you had half days. Kindergarten wasn't a full day. It was a half day. I had the early half of the day. Mm-hmm. Which is a weird concept to think about now. A kid coming in, you leave by 12:30, next kids come in at 1 and they're there from 1 to 3. That's just absurd to me, but whatever. That's why they got rid of it. And Mrs. Smith, who at the time probably had to be 1,000, screamed, the short woman with short, curly, dark hair, which I had to be dyed, with thick glasses. This is about what I remember. Screamed across the room at me, "Nicholas, no erasers!" And I'm like, what's an eraser? I had a small piece of red crayon that had no wrapper on it, and I was coloring. We were just coloring. We were all coloring. We all had out those little crayon caddies.
Teachers, man.
And I'm like,
scary. I'm scared.
First, why no eraser? Second, what the fuck's an eraser? This is in kindergarten. I was a little behind the curve. I didn't know what a globe was until like
she
5th
didn't
grade.
want to tell you.
And I'm like, it's just a piece of crayon. She goes, oh, all right, fine. My mom swears, and maybe I'm making this up, and Mom, please don't listen to this, and nobody who can verify or not. She swears, she goes, that woman kept alcohol in her desk. Like, it's one of those.
Totally.
You know what I mean? That's 19, well, okay. Born in 79. If I was 5, that's 84, 85, right? 84 into 85, I think it was. And if she was 60 then, I mean, this woman's been in the ground for a while. She was the person who came up teaching from being a young person, where it's like, yeah.
She's been in the ground for a while.
you could keep alcohol on your desk. Like, it's like, yeah, it's just accepted or just looked over that people, they had this. Those teachers were brutal.
Well, we're not allowed to go through we're not allowed to mess with the teacher's desk.
Well, no, for sure. That. But let's say you just that they got a flask. I had a teacher in high school who I won't name. Lovely person. I won't even give gender. They went on to teach for a university after they left. I want to say it was my sophomore year. A very brilliant person. I believe they were published as a writer. Like, it was an English teacher. And they would often make reference to martinis at the end of the day when they get home. And I'm just like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, because you didn't think about it, and I'd say that, and it casually in passing mentioned it to my mom. She goes, oh, well, I know what they're doing. I'm like, yeah, they're, I don't know, relaxing. They're adults. Isn't this the thing you're supposed to be able to do?
Teachers are allowed to have fun too.
But you would see her at her desk sometimes and, oh, shit, I did it. Anyway,
what?
I gave it gender. You would see them I think I did. You would see them at their desk and they were just a little wobbly. I'm like, But they were always on point, and they were one of the best teachers I ever had, and they were a beloved teacher. But you definitely knew that, like, first, you're a teacher. Second, and probably more important to them, they're a writer. It's like, oh, yeah, you're an alcoholic, for sure.
Definitely.
Hemingway and the other guy. Like, they're like...
Did you see, there's a Super Bowl commercial with Andy Warhol. I don't know if it's true or not, but he's sitting there. He takes the bun off of his Burger King and takes the bun off of his cheeseburger or whatever the fuck he's eating, and then puts ketchup on the side, and then puts the bun back on, and then just continues eating his burger.
So burger, bun off, ketchup on the side, like on the plate, not even on the burger, puts the bun back on and eats it without the ketchup on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Their artists are fucked up. Their mind is elsewhere, man.
Deconstructed. A deconstructed hamburger. Which just sounds like a pizza. Dude.
Yeah, that is a...
Bacon cheeseburger pizza. Have you ever?
No.
Oh my God, sick.
Bacon cheeseburger pizza.
Dude, when I was at N-Trip, their cafeteria used to make pretty awesome pizzas. Like, the dough wasn't the best, but it was kind of thick. It was a little more than I like. But they made a breakfast pizza. It was like scrambled eggs, sausage, bacon, hash browns. Fuck, there was something else on it too. And a slice was like, I mean, even then a slice was like $3. This is like 98, 7, 98, 99. That's a lot for a slice of pizza then.
97, 98, 99?
Well, that's when I was there the first time, when I flunked out after 3 years at a 2-year school. Yeah. But they were huge slices. They were so good. But it was a whole meal for $3. They were so good.
I could go for some pizza for
God,
lunch,
that was good shit.
baby.
They had a taco pizza that they actually put lettuce on, but it wasn't weird somehow. You know what I mean? Like warm lettuce. But it wasn't bad.
No.
It wasn't terrible. It wasn't a lot, and it was shredded really thin. We are all over the map today, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I beg it's caffeine mugs.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, we greatly appreciate your patronage.
Coffee cast of potting.
And quite honestly, if you're patronizing us, we deserve it. But it's fine. You know, we're okay with it, because if you're listening, you must like us for some reason or another. Maybe you know us personally. I'm going to go ahead and say probably anyone who listens to this has to either know us personally or be a fan of yours from the band.
Who knows?
I'm going to go with that.
Or we could just actually spark some interest in some...
I mean, at some point. I definitely hope that's the case. I'm just thinking now, we're very specific to, like, not just Buffalo area, right?
Yeah.
Who we're out of, but, like, I just mentioned specific teachers and specific years at a specific school district.
Yeah.
That's pretty niche. That's very focused. I wonder if it's... I should do all this musing off the mic, probably.
Who knows?
You know what? There's a bunch of podcasters out there. I could probably reach out to them. Nobody's going to reply to my DMs. But
Two of clubs. Two of spades.
He just changed the 2 of clubs to a 2 of spades and didn't even do anything. It was like a magic trick.
Yes.
Sorry, close-up illusion? What do you call it?
Yes.
You don't like to call it a magic trick.
It's like sleight of handing.
Sleight of handing? Slightly handing.
But yes, I put your card in the middle. And I'll give it a flick. Was that your card?
Actually, was the card that you had up before.
Yes, it was.
I must not have been paying attention. Funny how that works. It's a full 52 card deck of a 2 of clubs. Or 2 of spades.
No way, bro. Check it out.
Oh, man. Oh, no. He's not messing around.
Bicycle.
There's red and black in there.
Caffeinated.
Woo.
Speaking of caffeinated, may I have another glass, please?
Oh, yes.
Or
yes.
cup.
Top you off, sir. Very good.
Oh. Yeah, it's one of those days. It's one of those Tuesdays. Weird nights. But wake up at 4 in the morning and enjoy yourself.
Dude, I don't know how you wake up at 4 in the morning.
You just do it.
Yeah. People say that. Oh, you just do it, man. Just get up. I don't know. I can't.
I don't know.
I think I go to bed too late, though. Because I'll text you, and I'll be like, oh, he'll respond. And you won't. I'm like, sorry, man, I'm sleeping. So you go to bed at 8? Like, what?
I don't know. It usually depends.
It probably varies, right?
Yeah.
Do you set an alarm for 4, or do you just naturally wake up at 4?
Sometimes I set the alarm, and sometimes most of the time, I don't want to brag. I kind of just, you know.
Well, I don't know if it's bragging if you wake up in a panic.
It's not like a panic. As soon as I open my eyes, I notice that's when, if you don't wake up when you wake up, and that's how you get groggy, and you're like, and when you just get up, then you're awake. You skip that grogginess, that first initial.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
So I sleep like garbage all the time. I wake up. If it's a good night, I wake up once, and that's rare. But I definitely wake up, and in that wake up, it's not just like wake up. I wake up, and go to the bathroom, I grab some water. I'm up. I can't go back to sleep, so I'm scrolling, which is a bad idea. Or I start Friends again on the TV or whatever, and then it's an hour and change later before I go to bed. That's on a good night. But when I wake up throughout those nights, I'm fairly alert. I'm fairly focused. It's almost like I hadn't gone to sleep. Not like I feel like I haven't gotten any rest, but I'm already the computer's already kicked on. It's already hard drive's up to speed and
just
logged
get up,
into.
man.
And I'll get up and I'll do something. Maybe I'll clean the dishes even sometimes. Just something to, whatever. I don't like to sit and watch TV. Although if I did, I could get a lot more watching time in. But anyway, when I do, if I don't have to work until say noon and I don't have a baby, I will go back to sleep. I'll go, all right, dude, you've been up scrolling for 2 hours now. It's 8 o'clock. You can sleep for 2 more hours, get up at 10, still have time to do breakfast, shower, get to work on time.
Yeah.
I'll do that. I'll actually go to sleep. I'll wake up when my alarm goes off at 10, and I'll feel like I haven't slept at all. But just 2 hours earlier.
Just do 2 push-ups.
2 hours earlier, processor's running, everything's streamed. It's good. It's been going for a while. I don't know what it is.
Just get up, man. Just get up.
I worry that the reason I don't is because I know that I usually go to bed kind of late, and I don't want to be completely dragging ass all day once the fatigue does catch up with me. So I figure, all right, I have this time. The responsible thing to do is to try to go back to sleep and catch whatever time I can so that I have energy through the rest of the day. But then when I look back at that, I go, dude, whether you sleep 4 hours or, I can't remember the last time I slept 12 hours, but 4 hours or say even as much as 8, you still crash around the same time of day-ish anyway. So it doesn't really matter. You might as well get up and be more productive with your time. So.
Just stay up. Watch some TV.
Tom and I are in the mode of trying new things. And by trying new things, we're meaning not doing the same shit we've always done and getting out of the bad habits. So maybe I'll do that tonight. We'll see.
What, 2 push-ups?
2 push-ups, or get up and start to write again, or sketch stuff out.
There you go. Wake up at 4, take a fucking shower, start writing.
I don't know. So I'm kind of I'm experimenting with the whole thing, and here's why. Because there's certain nights I have the baby here, and I don't want to create a lot of noise just in case he wakes up. I don't want to wake him up. He does sleep pretty well though. My thought is, all right, so if I wake up, so for tonight he's going to be here. I kind of want to, whatever time I organically wake up, get up and go, okay, rather than just screw around on your phone or watch TV or toss and turn for an hour plus, which I've had happen, get up and consume some content that is stuff that you've wanted to, shows you want to watch, or things you've been meaning to watch, for ideas for what you're doing with your own stuff. Or again, seriously, just sit there and write. Or I'm in the middle of 3 different books right now. I've been in the same spot in the middle of all 3 of those books for the last 6 months. I haven't picked them up.
I know. Oh, see.
Since I became single, I haven't picked them up.
There we go. I'm about to fucking.
Now you've been reading still.
As of recent, these like this last month and a half has been fucking.
But for a while,
down.
you're reading like a book a week.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck happened. Like, I'm trying to find new books. Like, I want more knowledge, I guess, as opposed to fantasy or like something like that.
As an offshoot to that same topic, I love the fact that with all the technology we have, a phone in everyone's pocket that tracks where they're going, the computer that's recording this right now, and the one that you're using to look up stuff, with all the electronics we have, everyone was so terrified that tablets were going to replace books. And they replaced Amazon replaced bookstores. Amazon replaced bookstores for sure.
Which is
but
weird.
Actual books, dude,
Tablets suck for books.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Can't do it either.
I can't do it.
And I like a real book.
I have the tactile of having the book in my hands and actually turning the page. Like it's more convenient to have 100 books on your tablet. That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
But it's not the same.
No.
The one thing that I saw, I think it was, it might have been, it was a Kindle. It was called Kindle Paperwhite, I think it was. And the screen, as close as you can do with screens today, literally looked like text on a page of paper. The brightness wasn't super high. It wasn't backlit, so it was just like a book. So you still needed to have light.
Yeah.
But the font, the typeface on the page, sorry, Holly, typeface on the page looked exactly like it would look in the actual book. And the page itself, the screen, looked like a page of paper. And when you still swiped, and it would still do the page over swipe looking thing, but it looked better. But I'm like, do I want to drop whatever it was, 150 bucks on this thing?
I like the books.
And then still have to buy the books too. I spend so much time listening to stuff that I thought about getting an Audible subscription, which is great. But I have so many podcasts I listen to now. I mean, I could find time to listen to books also, but I'm still in October for Your Mom's House. I don't think I'm even past I might be past the first of the year for Rogan. No, definitely not. Maybe.
Wait. What's Audible?
Are you not familiar with Audible?
No.
Let me write that down real quick.
I mean, I am.
Audible. So what Audible is a subscription-based service for basically books on tape.
Okay,
so anytime somebody, especially now, records or reads oh my God. Anytime someone now writes a new book, if it's fantasy, if it's fiction, nonfiction, whatever it is, there is an audio-based version of that book. A lot of times, if depending on how it works out, they might get the author to read it. So like Mark Maron has a book out that, from a few years ago that, he did the read on. And David Spade's book that just came out, he did the read for it. And the good thing about that is if the person has a good speaking voice and timbre and you get a better picture, a better understanding, I feel like, of what they were thinking, how the words occurred in their head. So I remember like when I used to read Star Trek Next Generation fan fiction, whenever it was the character, I'd read it in Picard's voice, I'd read it in Worf's voice, and Deanna Troy's voice. I would read it in their voice when it was their character. And when I would read Stephen King, sometimes because I'm not super familiar with his voice would pass in and out of my reading it. Same thing with David Sedaris and Augustin Burroughs, because I know how specifically David Sedaris, because there's a lot of audio of him out there talking. He did a lot of stuff like with NPR and things, so I know it. I've seen him a couple times at UB doing speaking engagements.
Does he have any audiobooks? Because I've been like,
I'm
dabbling with the one book that Drinking on Holidays or something like that.
Yes, I'm sure there's audio versions of all of them. I'm almost positive. And so it's just really great to hear it from their voice perspective, because I've heard him read excerpts that were eventually in books that he would publish later in live person. When I went back and read that passage, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what this sounds like because I saw him and heard him do it.
Yeah.
So that's cool for me. I like that. The new book that David Goggins just put out, Joe Rogan was a little upset at first because the guy who helped produce the book with David is actually the guy who reads the book. And at first Joe's like, what's this bullshit? Why aren't you reading it? But then this particular book is intercut with story segments where David's actually on the tape, or I don't even know what you call it anymore, on the recording with the guy discussing a specific instance where there's actually a backstory to the part in the book. So it's even more in depth in the book itself, which is really cool.
That is awesome.
That way his voice is still on it, but him reading the whole thing, some people are like, there's certain books that you get that don't have, if it's Shakespeare, clearly it's not him reading the book.
Yeah.
You'll get some kind of actor, some kind of person who is a voice actor who just does book readings, some of them aren't great. Some of them are really good. Some of them aren't great. Sometimes you can get ones that have like maybe James Earl Jones or
what does the subscription entail? Like,
oh, so it's just okay. So back to that point. It's just a digital subscription. So you go to Audible, you pay, I don't know, whatever it's 10, 15 a month, I think it is. And for each month for that, you get, I think it's one free book of download, and you on whatever mobile device, whatever.
Is it any book? Is it like a Spotify of reading?
No, it's like, so you can go, well, here.
Oh, yeah,
you have
true.
the computer, pop up,
I'm
go to,
so caffeinated, I'm thinking about like all sorts of different fucking things at the same time.
If you go to audible.com, so we got justcoffee.coop and Audible free plugs today. You can type into their search engine, either an author or a topic, and it'll just pop up. You just type in the word, drums or jazz or, Mark Maron or whatever, and anything that they have that's a title that's associated with those things will come up, and those are available to download and listen to through your application, through your account. So I think you get the one. I think the one comes as part of your subscription per month, and then you can pay for additional books. Oh. And then they also have it whereas it's like that money back guarantee of if for whatever reason you don't like the book that you got, you can return it and get another one, no questions asked.
This isn't giving me, if I could get, is it, so it's just one book a month for $14 a month?
Is it not showing? I don't remember the specific stats. All the podcasts I listen to at one point or another will advertise with them.
3 titles each month.
Is it 3 titles?
1 audiobook plus 2 audio originals.
Yeah.
I was hoping it would be like a Spotify thing of books.
Oh, no, not exactly. Because the authors still need to get paid. Now think about that. Spotify, no good. Spotify and Pandora, those artists don't get paid. We've talked about this before.
They sort of get paid.
Not what they're supposed to. No, because it's the deals that the record companies that own the records worked out with them. So they might. We talked about this before. I think it was Smokey Robinson ended up having to go to court because Spotify actually owed him $250,000. That they were like, nah, prove it. You
Jeez.
And that's based upon millions of plays of Smokey Robinson, who's been a rock star for fucking 60 years.
My goodness.
And he spent almost all that money on legal teams and his legal team to go after Spotify to get the money. So at that point, it wasn't even about the money for him. It was about the principle. And that's when we talked about the thing that Steven Tyler from Aerosmith is doing. So we've covered this before. And we've talked about we have.
Okay.
I promise you.
I believe you.
Because as a musician, that's why I thought, well, this would be a good thing to bring up with you. So with Audible, because the authors it's a different structure.
Yeah.
That way, they're getting paid for the book. Then they're getting not as much as they would if they bought the whole, bought a paperback or hardcover copy, but more than if you just had it on a streaming service.
See, even though I don't know, I kind of wish I'm just gonna stick with reading the books myself, I guess.
Right, and like I said, the few that I have listened to, I really enjoyed, but it's like, okay, a 400-page book is hours of listening.
Man.
Right? But it's less hours of listening than it would be hours of you reading it. It depends. I'm a slow reader. Like, personally, I'm a slow reader, but if a person's a fast reader and can retain the information and understand what they're reading. I had a friend when, like, Harry Potter 6 came out. I think that book was, like, fucking stupid. It was a stupid amount of pages. It was boring. Huge. It was a huge book. She read it that night that she got it. She got it at the midnight release and read it by like 5 a.m. And we're like, there's no way you retained everything, let alone anything from reading that.
She definitely went back and read that.
She would have had to, right, but the next day she's talking about a lot of the stuff and we're like, oh, cool. And eventually it kind of got back that it was like, all right, no, she kind of did get it for the most part. She might have been a mistake here or there, but I just, most people, I can't imagine, are suited to reading, 300, 400, 500 pages in a short amount of time and being able to retain it all.
The thing with the books with me, I noticed this with The Long Halloween with Batman. Shit! Dropping cards. The Long Halloween with Batman. It was really, really good. It was an amazing graphic novel, and it took me a really long time to finish it because I didn't want it to end. And I've noticed that with some of these books, they're just like, I get sucked in, and then that next thing I know, like, I'm whipping through the book, but the whole book is so good, and I don't want it to fucking end, so I'm just like, oh, okay, I'll just stop right now because I'm, like, whipping through. and then I don't go back for a really long time.
Right.
I'm scared I'm gonna just smash through it. Some people read books like that, and like I could, but I don't know. It's a little much.
Every once in a while, I try to challenge myself with something, book wise. The Joker, I like it.
I did it. Oh my goodness, Joker. Don't.
No, go ahead.
No, you finish.
No, that's right.
Finish.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just remembered. What we were talking about the other day, the dude that brought up Heath Ledger's Joker, his backstory.
Patton Oswalt.
Yes, I was like, I think he's right.
Right? You read because I sent you the thing. You read that thing.
I went back and watched The Dark Knight, and I was like, just like with that mindset, and I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Because it's all like deceiving. He's all deceiving, and like he's just like it's like war paint.
Yeah, like it's special ops with a concentration in interrogation.
Totally.
Yeah, it totally makes sense, right?
100%. Like he went to the point where he brought Batman out into the light.
Yeah.
Do you know what part I'm talking about? Where Batman is interrogating Joker.
Yeah.
But it starts off like he's like, Batman like feeds off of darkness.
Yeah.
But Joker like made him do that shit in the light.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, he's definitely in the military or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think and I don't know that it's ever been confirmed at all or even addressed. Who was the guy who did the trilogy? The director?
Oh,
man, we suck at this.
Yeah.
Because he was EP on Superman, wasn't he? Executive producer.
I don't know.
Because he didn't direct it, but oh wow, I feel like an asshole. But sometimes I've seen directors or writers like kind of respond eventually to a supposing or an idea from a fan, like I wonder if that's this. Like I think the thing with everybody saying that Dumbledore was gay, and eventually J.K. Rowling came out and she goes, "Yeah, no, he was gay." Like it took a while, but she said yes, he was.
That's crazy.
Where with this Batman theory, I don't think it's ever been confirmed or even addressed by him.
Who knows? I wish he didn't fucking die. Wasn't he supposed to be in the new one too? If he did.
Well, he was. I don't know.
I remember
which
him.
new one. What do you mean?
He was supposed to be in the Bane one.
I don't know that. Well, I don't know. I don't know what the slate was because the 3 movies were already decided. Like the studio had picked up the trilogy, so they knew it was going to be 3 movies. I don't know that he was supposed to be a recurring character in it though. And I think once he died while they were in post production, they're like, all right, well, we got to wrap this up to a point where it's just like he's not dead, but you won't see him again, and that's why he's hanging upside down and he gets caught by the police, and you're just assuming he's in Arkham. But then why wasn't he released with all the insane people, with all the crazies and all the bad guys when Bane let everybody out? Because he was dead. But was he?
He shouldn't have been dead. Why'd you die, Heath Ledger?
Yeah.
Fuck. Sorry.
It's all right. But that's how do we get onto that now?
What is the name of that movie? A Knight's Tale.
Yeah, A Knight's Tale. 10 Things I Hate About You.
What's another one?
Brokeback Mountain.
Never saw that one.
I did not either.
That's like a 8-page book.
Really? It's only 8 pages?
It's not 8 pages.
It's like really short though?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Hell of a movie as I understand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so Patton Oswalt and the Joker.
Yes.
Cool.
But that was really cool watching it with that Oh, I almost did it. Fuck. The clip shift.
I don't know if a camera in here is a good idea. Watching Tom give away the secrets of card magic.
It's not card magic. Yeah, it is.
Is it cock magic?
Cock magic.
Hashtag no. Jesus. I love our talks on Tuesdays.
Talks on Tuesdays. Caffeinated mugs.
Yeah. This is
It's the caffeinated. We've been slightly busy, I feel like.
Yeah. I haven't had a whole lot of time, unfortunately, to do a lot of brainstorming about things where I've written it down to remember. It's always like, this is a great idea. And I'm like, all right, I got to go to table 42 because they need...
We've been talking about we wanted to go to fucking Darien Lake.
Well, so my suggestion is, and I think this would be a fun thing to do, that might be actually something like content worth watching, is just to like go somewhere like Darien Lake or, go to an event or go to a concert or something and then like kind of report back on it. Kind of thing. I mean, sort of like what Holly and I did when we went to Darien Lake, but I also like the idea of us going out just somewhere to a store or something and just recording ourselves like video. Just
I want to go find some playing cards. Let's go. Right now.
Is there like a specific place in Buffalo that's good for that? Or
I don't know. I feel like Target's a good spot. Walgreens seems to have a pretty good...
For playing cards?
Yeah.
Nothing super specific, though. Not like how there's comic book stores for comic books. There's not.
No. I guess there are magic shops. When was the last time you've even seen a fucking magic shop?
I didn't know one existed anymore.
I didn't even know what...
They're always in movies where there's a back room with a monkey paw.
Yeah, there's like... Yeah. With like green jewels everywhere.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
The monkey paw. Would you like the monkey paw necklace? But
the turkey's a little dry. The turkey's a little dry.
There's like what is this? Chilled monkey brains.
It's chilled monkey brains.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Temple of Doom. But anyways, fuck.
So something else we wanted to do that we talked about doing is kind of like an MST3K, Mystery Science Theater 3000 thing, where Tom and I do like a movie companion where we watch a movie and we like basically just talk shit over it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, it could be good. I don't know, just something. I don't know. And I don't know if we can do it without having to get like copyright.
No, as long as there's commentary over it.
Is that it?
Yeah, and we'll drink.
You sure?
Yeah.
Commentary?
I don't drink, and I will drink for that specifically.
Commentary over it. That's like the loophole.
And you know what? And we'll take some mushrooms. I'll eat some mushrooms. You don't have to.
Can I cook mine first? Put them in some eggs.
I
don't know if it works that way.
I don't think it's just. I don't know. For me, I won't take mushrooms. I don't know.
For the portobellas, cremini. I don't know what you're talking about, Tom.
Mushrooms.
Because my thing that I always wondered was when they did those. Like, granted, when the Mystery Science guys did those movies, they were all like older movies.
Yeah.
And I'm figuring like maybe they were cheap and they were able to get the copyright to it so they could do it.
It says as long as there's a commentary.
And I think that's true because I've heard when every time like Rogan will have Jamie pull something up from YouTube, specifically from YouTube, because a lot of times that'll get that show pulled down because it's redundant content on there and they're not getting credit to the whoever put up the original video. I think I've heard Jamie say, well, if we're talking over it, it's okay, but then it kind of defeats the purpose of you hearing whatever they're talking about. Kind of thing. But if they ever go to like a news site directly, like Fox or MSNBC or whatever, it's okay because it's not on YouTube and that's not their content.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly how that works. But if that works, that would be cool. I'd be interested to see if anyone has any input on what movie they'd like to see us talk about, if they even give a shit. But I've got a couple in mind. I don't want to put them out there right now, but because I don't want anything super long, you know? Yeah. I don't want people to sit there for 2 hours going, all right, this is ridiculous. This is just unnecessary. But something funny.
So what about something terrifying?
I guess I could do that.
I'll get really stoned.
I'm not a, like,
I'll get some bourbon.
I'm not a scary movie guy.
What if it's funny and scary? Like the Shack? What is that movie with one of the Hemingways?
Oh, I don't know.
What's his name? Hemsworth?
Liam?
Yeah, I think he's in it. It's really funny, actually.
What's the one with John Krasinski in it? Where if you speak...
Don't talk.
That... You know what I'm talking about?
A silent space.
It's him and...
Oh, what the fuck is the name of that movie?
And like they had the two little kids and like they're in this place,
A Quiet Place.
Which seems very similar in concept to Bird Box.
Bird Box is a definite ripoff.
Not that I've seen either of them, but it's like, okay, well, one you can't speak and the other one you can't see shit. Like that's just
total rip.
And then it's like, is Shyamalan attached to either one of those? No, because it just seems like a Shyamalan thing.
Yeah. What about the Shyamalan one? Shyamalan one, Mr. Glass, or what is the name of that movie? The new one.
Isn't it just Glass?
Yeah, I kind of want to see it.
Yeah, I kind of do too. I didn't see the second one. With the other guy, the younger guy who's crazy.
I didn't see that.
Isn't that McAvoy, James McAvoy, who played Professor X in the in the like the throwback movies?
Yeah,
It seemed interesting.
Sweet.
Like the Sixth Sense was really good.
Yeah,
and I know people who've said to me, like as soon as I saw him right away, I knew he was the one who was dead. Like it wasn't a surprise to them. I'm like, whoa, everybody else is blown away.
I was blown away. The Signs was my favorite. Still one of my favorites.
Signs was?
Yeah, and then the rest were just
swing away.
Stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I just feel like I wonder if part of the problem is that the studio gets their hands on it too much. and they're just like,
who knows?
I
know Max Brooks didn't really like World War Z. That was
with Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
which I haven't seen. Again, I don't watch these movies.
World War
I'm
Z
aware
was
of
cool.
them.
I like those movies. The book was amazing.
Yeah,
I read the book like
Is
over
it
and
an
over.
actual book or graphic novel of that?
It's an actual book,
Yeah.
but it's like a different. It's like it's a guy interviewing people who survived the zombie apocalypse afterwards.
Okay.
So, and people are rehashing their stories, and it's terrifying as shit.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I wish it would happen.
A zombie apocalypse? I'm good if it doesn't. You wish a zombie apocalypse would happen?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go no.
No?
No. We got kids, dude.
They'll be safe.
Yeah, isn't that the whole concept of the entire genre? Is that no one's safe?
We'll be fine. I don't think it'll be as bad as
I don't think you have enough rounds of ammo, bro.
I don't think it'll be as that bad though. That's my thing. I would definitely have to defend myself a few times, probably. But
doesn't the concept of apocalypse indicate that it's like a society-ending event?
I don't think it would be that bad. I really don't. That's why I'm like,
you're underestimating a zombie apocalypse, Tom. I'm not sure.
I just want to wait and see. I just want to wait and see what has happened.
I was like, no, they're not bad guys. They just want to eat brains. They're not bad dudes. Yeah.
Send more backup.
What?
No, you don't know that movie. Night of the Living Dead.
The original one?
One of them.
What was the one? I saw the one with Mekhi Phifer in it.
Mekhi Phifer.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do. You ever see 8 Mile? His boy with the dreadlocks. Mekhi Phifer. He was on ER for like 6 of 10 years.
Shaking my head.
Don't know who Google Mekhi Phifer.
Mekhi Phifer. How do you spell Mekhi?
That's a good question.
MCI.
The new MacBooks have Siri on it. You can just press the button and it listens.
Mekhi Phifer.
You know Mekhi Phifer.
What can I find? Mekhi Phifer. Well, fuck you too, Siri. I have no idea how to even spell Mekhi.
Alexa, how do you spell Mekhi Phifer?
Mekhi Phifer is spelled MCKAY space
Thanks.
PFEIFER.
Oh, Dawn of the Dead. Yeah.
Do you say Night of the Living Dead? Is that what you said?
Oh, yeah, there's so many Living Deads.
It was the Dawn of the Dead. It was the first one that was like a remake of that whole genre.
Yeah. I actually watched that the other day with Mekhi Phifer.
So you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do know who you're talking about. I just didn't know the dude's name. I didn't know his name.
It's even in the song for 8 Mile. There's no Mekhi Phifer. Because he was his boy. He was the dude with the dreads.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny, but I'm a douche. I was with my friends when we saw the movie, and when he gets killed in the movie, I'm like, "There's no Mekhi Phifer," and we were in the movie theater.
Who gets killed?
When he gets killed in the movie in not in 8 Mile, but in the Dawn of the Dead.
Oh yeah. You saw Dawn of the Dead in the theater?
Yeah, in the theater.
Oh, that's cool.
And when I saw it in the theater, I just spontaneously yelled it out, and probably 20 people laughed, and they weren't all my friends. I'm like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I was so proud of myself for that stupid joke.
I bag it. That's pretty good. You made people laugh.
In the middle of us, and it was not terrifying. It was a heightened scene. Everyone's kind of on edge as you're watching it. Just like, oh, dude's about to die. And it happens. And it's just that pause enough for me to go, I got to get this. I got to do this right now.
And you got it.
Yeah. One of my small badges of victory in my life of making people laugh at bullshit.
Why don't you do some stand-up comics?
Because you've listened to this thing for the last hour and I just meander like an asshole.
It's okay.
Yeah. If I structured it, more shit. But yeah. I don't know.
Fucking clip shift. Fuck you.
What? Oh. It's a card maneuver.
It's really hard. My hands are starting to hurt, but I want to get it so bad.
No, it's like playing guitar or drums. You got to go through the growing pains.
But
I will just walk around doing that, and people go, "What the fuck are you doing?" It's a hi-hat, dude.
What's your name? Bleep blop bleep bloop. Name that movie.
Is that Mars Attacks?
Nope.
Which I've only seen once, so that was definitely like a... Dude, his face just dropped so hard when I said that.
You've only seen...
His face dropped so hard, he went from smiling to go, what the fuck did you say to
You've
me?
only seen Mars Attacks once?
One time.
Wow.
Like, when it came out on DVD. After
Can't
the movie
we all
came out.
just get along? I love that movie.
Oh,
that is so
I
good.
don't really remember. I remember
Wow.
not thinking it was that great, and I think that's why I haven't gone back to it.
It's so funny.
It's the same thing with, what's
The
the
General is the only one that's fucking right.
what's the one, The Hangover. I saw that, I'm like, this is really not that great.
I thought The Hangovers were funny.
I haven't seen it in years, but I'm like, I don't really
thought
think this
they
is
were
that
funny.
This isn't that great. Galifianakis annoys me, and I respect him as a comic. I know what he does is outside the box, kind of, and I get that, and I appreciate that. I just something about him annoys me, which is fine, and that's the cool thing that I always like to kind of reiterate. It's like, ladies and gentlemen, I might have an opinion on something. I know everyone has opinions on basically everything for the most part. The cool thing about being in the free country, this one, is that you don't have to give a shit that I don't like it or that you annoy me or that it's not my favorite thing. If there's a negative thing coming out of my mouth about something that you disagree with me on, we can have a conversation if you want. That's cool. I'm relatively reasonable. But you also don't have to give a fuck that I feel the opposite of you.
Yeah.
You don't have to care at all.
Can
That's
we
the
just be
best part.
friends?
That's
Can
the
we all
best part
just
about it, for
get
sure.
along?
That's the best part about it, is you don't have to care.
To a dime a day.
There's people that I've worked with and maybe hypothetically work with now that I don't care for that individual. And if it were ever to come to them where it's like, oh yeah, Nick doesn't like you, and they came to me like, what the fuck? I'd be like, look, I'm not going to give you the reasons why. They're my reasons. You don't have to change. You stay you. You're happy with you. You don't have to care that I don't like you.
Yeah.
We can cohabitate. We can work together.
Let's just have a good time.
And if you want to not like me because of that, that's totally understandable. I'm on board with that. But it's like, not everybody's going to like everybody ever. It's never going to be like that. It's just not possible. But if we're all just cool with dealing with it, then we work through it. We're fine, right?
Everybody should just smoke some pot and shut the fuck up.
It makes everybody kinder.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It really does. I want to get high. I would love to.
You got to work, sir.
There's caffeine, and there are eye drops.
I thought you were like, well, there's caffeine to get high on. I'm like, I don't think that's what you were going for. And then you took a left turn on me. Woo!
Caffeine and eye drops.
Yeah.
I wish I was better at sleight of hand. I want to get better at it.
Well, after you do your push-ups and sit-ups and squats when you get up at 4 a.m, from 5 to 6, just work on your card tricks.
Card tricks. But there's a lot. People.
I'm
make
sorry,
it up.
and I don't say that like not that I would even care if anyone was really upset for me calling them card tricks. Like, they're not fucking tricks, man. Like, they're card
Sleight of
tricks.
handist, cardist.
It's fine, dude. It's all right.
It's crazy though. Some of those people, they're insane.
It's like, I'm a podcaster. You're a fat dick that talks into a mic. Yeah, same difference. What the fuck's the difference?
I'm a podcast.
It's fucking fine.
No, that's not true. You're not a fat guy. You just need to start doing 2 push-ups a day.
2 a day? Literally just 2 push-ups
Just
a day.
2 push-ups a day.
That's my 2 a day.
2 a day keeps the doctor away. Clip shift successful.
Clip shift sex. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Clip shift sex?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing either.
Skit, scat, scoodle doot, flip, flop, flee.
What is...
Everybody running to the coconut tree.
Oh, shit.
It's
You lyricist. Or is that a book?
from Chicka Chicka Boom Boom.
Oh.
I read that to my son every night.
Chicka chicka boom boom.
Look, there's a full moon. All right, I'm done. I'm done with that. I'll read it later tonight anyway. Where's everybody with their resolutions?
I'm doing okay.
You're doing all right. I'm not so great, but I asked because I was talking to this dude at work yesterday who's been going to the gym for, whatever years, right? Same place. And he just was griping again about, the first 2-3 weeks, the first, all January, every year, there's like another 1,500 people at my gym and they're all trying to use the same machine that I just need to use to finish my circuit. And they don't know how to do it or what they're doing. And there's literally a line for machines. And I have a place to be. Like, I know how long my workout takes.
Just give me 15 minutes.
And I just said, yeah, but everybody drops off almost everyone drops off by like that first week of February. or they'll taper off within a couple of months. He's like, yeah, by the time it's June, nobody's in there anymore because they're out partying and drinking at the beach.
That's funny.
Because every January hits and everyone's New Year's resolution, and gyms, big chains count on that because they lock you in for a year. They get your $20 a month or whatever it is times 1,000 people. And you maybe go in and use the facilities, which are open already anyway. Like the power's already on, the trainers are already there, there's already desk staff, they're already there. They get that money out of you because at 3 months in, you're like, I'm not going to go anymore. Well, what about the money? It's $20 a month. What do I care? And it comes off of your credit card. And if you don't go and cancel it, they'll just keep rolling it on until you go. It's 6 months into the second year. Like,
and
wait
they
a minute.
Fight you.
Wait a minute. You're like, yeah, well, you got to come in and sign this document to say that you're not here anymore, so that we can terminate your contract.
Oh, it's so annoying.
Oh, it's a huge money grab. But that's why LA Fitness and the Golds and gyms like that exist.
Yeah.
There are people who go there regularly, and that's great. But
good for them.
But
I'm not one of them.
I think the more successful places are the small, independently owned, like CrossFit and like spin,
like
spin
right on
gyms.
Hurdle?
And, yeah. Harborside CrossFit, that Josh owns. There's Biker Bar on Elmwood. There's a bunch of different spots. Sweat 716. Rob Karp's GF. Actually, I think they're engaged. Yes, they are. His fiance owns that one. That one just had their year anniversary. They're expanding too. That's cool. They're the ones that seem to draw on the people who consistently want to be there because it's part of the community, not just I'm going to a gym to do the elliptical for a while because I'm a fat guy just trying to do better. And then there's a meathead over here who's lifting up 500 pounds, screaming.
Yeah,
and it's like it's not intimidating to me because there's no reason for it to be. I don't feel jealous of the guy. He clearly put in the work and maybe some needles, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah. But it's just, it's annoying. And that's like, it's not a good setting for somebody like me. Just because I know that. But then when I think about maybe seeing what's up with Josh and saying, hey, can I come in and do a session or whatever and see if I like it? Everybody who's in all of his videos that he puts out to promote the gym are all people who have been doing it there or doing it and then moved there for a while, who are all in really good shape, way better than me.
I want to try it
and able to do this stuff. And so it's like, and plus that whole thing is an entire lifestyle.
Is it?
Yeah. CrossFit specifically, I think, powerlifting, CrossFit, stuff like that. They're very much a lifestyle because you have that great community around you, right?
Yeah.
People are like super supportive and like, yeah, you got it. They're like, yeah, they go all across the country to do these competitions and stuff. They compete against other gyms and they usually fare pretty well, which is cool. But then it's like, yeah, I just want to not be fat. That's it. I just want to be a bit more fit, not have to struggle opening jars, you know what I mean? I want to know that I can play on the floor with my son and not feel like a big bag of garbage.
Yeah.
And probably what would be best for me that way would be like DDPY. Yeah. Or some kind of yoga. Something.
DD fucking P.
Yep.
Diamond Dallas Page. This motherfucker got a second drop.
Yep. And I'm going to make sure Josh is in there and Biker Bar. Just helping everybody out the best I can. Yeah. You know how we do.
Yo ass better call somebody.
Yeah. What? Oh, yeah.
Fat ass Billy Gunn. And Road Dogg Jesse James.
New Age Outlaws.
Road Dogg. What
are you doing?
Ready to Rumble?
That was in Ready to Rumble?
No, but I was just speaking like the king.
Wait, Lawler?
Jimmy the King.
Jerry the King?
Jimmy the King. Ready to Rumble?
No. What do you
You've never seen Ready to Rumble?
Maybe?
Really? You've never seen the movie Ready to Rumble with David Spade? Not David Spade. David Arquette.
No, I have not.
Wow.
No.
That's a movie you should see.
How long ago was that?
A long time ago.
Because I think he's still wrestling. I think he's still with the not WCW. He's with somebody now, I think.
No, this is not. This is like a whole movie when WCW was huge.
Yeah. I feel like it was referenced recently on a podcast I listened to, and I don't remember now.
Ready to Rumble. You need to see it.
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's pretty funny. It's really funny.
David Arquette, believable as a wrestler?
He's not. He doesn't play wrestler.
Oh.
Who's the dude? What's his fucking name?
Jeff Jarrett?
Jeff Jarrett.
Double J?
I forgot about Jeff Jarrett. Remember Rashiki?
I do. Jeff Jarrett was the one who
Smashed the guitars.
well, not just smashed the guitars, but he put China over and gave her the Intercontinental belt and then quit that night. When China won the Intercontinental Championship, he's the one who said they wouldn't give her a shot at the title. Vince and them wouldn't give it to her.
Why?
Because I don't know exactly why. She was a woman or whatever. I mean, she was, her athletic prowess is still unmatched. There's nobody that's touched the professional wrestling that's been like China, at least not in the major markets.
Fuck no.
I mean, she was just a fucking monster. And so Jeff, he had actually already signed with WCW. He knew he was going to be on there the next night. He was going to be on WCW the next night. And so he put her over. He's like, you're winning this tonight. And he put her over, and she fucking got the belt that night. And the next day he was with WCW.
Wow.
Yeah. Fuck, I'm old.
That's kind of cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Vince was pissed.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, Vince was pissed. And I think shortly after that, Triple H and Chyna were on Letterman or Conan or something, both with their belts. They both had their, he goes, and this is my, I don't think he said wife, but this is my girl Chyna. She's the second highest, because Intercontinental at the time was right underneath the world champ.
Yeah.
So, that was pretty impressive.
Intercontinental.
And she definitely deserved that.
I do remember her being the Intercontinental champion, though.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Yeah. And so they're like, all right, I guess we got to write this story now. Because she wasn't supposed to have it. They didn't know Jeff was leaving. He was on there the next night.
Yeah, didn't know.
Which is funny, and I don't know if I've mentioned this before here or just in talking about it, but I think the thing is that she had the belt, she was the champ, and then the next night when he's on WCW, he still had the belt, or maybe a belt that looked just like it, and he spray painted or something and then threw it in a garbage can. Threw it in the garbage just to go, fuck you, I'm with WCW now.
That is funny.
She had the belt last night. It's like, don't worry, I'll clean it up, I'll mail it back to you. Is that fucking happen?
The water paint.
What, watercolors?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Washable paint.
Whatever it was, he disgraced the belt and threw it in the garbage. And
NWO.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to work on more structure for the future.
It was a good banter.
Yeah, no, I had a good time for sure. It's always good. We only see each other once a week, so
yeah,
it's fun. But we've got some other things we're mapping out. We're working on cameras. I know I say this every time. It's just a slow process. It's still true. It's just a slow process to get there. But you can check Tom out on Tom is Alive on Twitter. Although what he usually says doesn't make any sense because it's always out of context.
No, it makes sense.
Last week we were going to start reading your tweets and we didn't even get to it. We got off the topic.
Yeah.
We got derailed almost immediately.
Maybe next week. Maybe next week.
If
you guys, the listeners, are lucky enough.
Right. Yeah. If we remembered.
Yeah. Right.
Nick Huber on Instagram, Tom Falcone on Instagram, the Apartment 83 podcast on YouTube. Check everybody out. Like and subscribe. Just help us out, guys. We're not asking for money yet.
Enjoy.
But we love doing this. We don't just like doing this. It's like we love it. We love it. I like doing this.
We love it.
I love it. I love it. We love doing this. It's a ton of fun, and we hope that you guys get some entertainment value out of it. And we're gonna try to pack it more full of entertainment vitamin value.
Entertainment vitamin value.
Yeah, like nutrients of a vitamin of a value sort of entertainment. Guys, I'm fucking trying here, okay?
It's the caffeinated.
It really is. It's like 5 cups of coffee already this morning.
I want another cup.
Well, we're going to make some more coffee. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, anything in between. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Be good to one another because it's all you got in this world. Do we just end the podcast?